Hey everyone, Mr. Comics 89 here. I have to kind of do an impromptu video here. I had designed a different video to upload for tomorrow, but I've been having trouble uploading. It seems like that particular video. It just didn't want to do it. It's frozen at 17% no matter what happened. From 5-minute upload to maybe sometime in the next century I'll be done, time limit. So it's like, you know what? Screw that. I'll just go live and show you guys my new books here. If there's anyone watching, great. If not, catch the video later. So I have some books from New Comic Book Day on Wednesday, as well as Free Comic Book Day yesterday. So it was a lot of fun. I'll really quickly show those books off I got for New Comic Book Day, and then I'll show you the cool stuff that I got for Free Comic Book Day. So first off, you got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, number 5. The end of the 5-issue series or whatever. I was a little disappointed. I mean, yeah, it was a little kiddish and definitely a younger person vibe read. So, but it was fun. I could definitely tell, a new superhero kind of feel to it, and would be like Ultimate Spider-Man number 16. All I have to say about this for sure is I enjoyed a background story for the new Ultimate Universe's Gwen Stacy. It was interesting. I have not decided in my mind yet if she's a good person or a bad person based on what I'm seeing, but I am interested to know more. I picked up Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3. Um, it's very interesting, the storyline here. Joe Kelly is definitely telling an interesting story. I am not sure if I'm completely sold on where he's going because it's a bit confusing. Peter is being a bit of a jerk, and the flashbacks are with his kid, with his friend kid. I'm not sure, but I am still loving Spider-Man. I'm still enjoying it, even if it's not, the classics that we know and love. But I definitely enjoy the artwork for sure. It's still a lot of fun. And the last of the new books I got was Godzilla versus Spider-Man. This was cover A, and it makes sense for the symbiote suit here in the time frame it's being placed in. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It was fun having the symbiote suit. Now, I thought about getting the foil variant, with Godzilla's face literally right there, full on in the picture. Spider-Man hanging off the Statue of Liberty by his web, his spider signal going off. And I remember thinking that the spider signal wasn't like a warning danger, but it was like an ASL, signing with your hands. But the spider signal going off wasn't warning you of danger. It was basically, what the hell? Oh my God. It was just a lot of funny. But I didn't get that cover. But instead, with cover A, I got this cover, which was sweet and gorgeous. In fact, from the books that came out this Wednesday, this would be cover of the week, in my opinion. If I had to pick a single best cover, it was definitely this one. A lot of fun. I love the you know, boxer, MMA matchup thing. This is really cool. Something like this would be really cool for like my knockout podcast that I did in the past, and I'm trying to do again. So I picked up those books. Now, for Free Comic Book Day on Saturday, I showed up about 2 hours early just because my first time being a new Free Comic Book Day in the city. I had no idea what it was going to be like, how much I was going to be facing, and I wanted to just make sure I got the books. Plus, I went to the Vault 35. It's at Chapel Hill Mall. And I also wanted to make sure that I had time to visit the artists that were there. They had the cast from Orville, that Star Trek kind of show. I don't watch Star Trek well, only the newer movies, and but I never watched any of the shows. And it was just like, okay, the cast is there. And what interested me was the artists that were there. So I want, but before I show you the things that were there, I'll show you the new free comic books I got. Hey Dagger, how's it going? You just dropped off at your storage unit. Oh yeah, that was well, these books here were from Wednesday's books. The free comic book day books, so you mentioned Godzilla, is this book. I haven't read it yet. So, but I figured, you know what? I got the Godzilla book with Spider-Man here. Grab this book. Sorry about that. It made noise. So I glad to give it a try. Oh, I did buy one book while I was there. I bought Pokemon cards and I bought one book. Give the shop some love, right? I did buy this second printing of DC crossover Sonic the Hedgehog just because it was just funny. Yeah, just funny. I haven't shown my wife this book yet, but I am curious. My wife loves Sega. We are old school gamers. Yeah, I have a Nintendo Switch with my Pokemon game, but that's the newest thing I do. I have my Game Boy Advance SP. I have my Nintendo 64. She has her Xbox 360. Old school Nintendo and Sega. We are retro gamers in that regard. But my wife loves Sega and Sonic the Hedgehog, so I'm almost betting that I'm just curious if my wife will see this book and say, "Ooh, cool, my collection." So yeah, I wanted to support the comics, but I spent like 3 hours, 3.5 hours there total because of stuff, Pokemon cards and whatnot. I've got for the Absolute Universe, and you turn it over, the Superman, whatever. So it's just like I've been liking action. I've been liking the Absolute Universe of DC here. Flash is all right. I've not read Batman because I could care less about a new version of Batman. I only read the first episode of first one of Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, but I am digging Absolute Superman. I hope they continue that book. I love this new take on Superman. It's a lot of fun. So I just had to grab that book. I grabbed the Flash book, Fantastic Four book. Just because you got an allotment of like 5 books, and so why not get 5 books? So I was like, you know what? I grabbed this one. Cool. I am not a big fan. I'm not a fan of Flash with the mustache. I mean, seriously, Flash. What the hell am I? Human Torch. I swear I woke up with my brain. Maybe I left it back in the bed. But Human Torch with a mustache. No. But this is I haven't read the last volume of Fantastic Four, more than a few issues here and there. It's just not as good as the previous volume that Slott did. I enjoyed that one a lot better. Marvel Voices here. I like this pretty much all female apart from Ghost Rider cover, unless that's a female Ghost Rider that I don't know about. But really, really cool. See what it's about. And last but not least, for new comic books, I grabbed, of course, this book. I need to grab the one from last year still. Of course, it's no longer going to be free, but I look forward to reading this one and knowing more about this Ultimate Universe Spider-Man thing. I thought I heard about it. Can't remember what it was. My bad. My apologies. I didn't sleep very well last night. Yeah, that's why I can't seem to think. But what I did primarily at the store is I bought Pokemon cards for my collection, the earlier runs as well as my other sets and things like that. But the big thing about New Comic Book Day was I showed up for the artists. There were 4 artists there. One was a he did I think he has like I'm not sure if it's Montoya Cards or whatever, but he does like original art sketch cards for sets, I think, or at least some sets that they did here, and then they had a couple other people with arts, for comic book related stuff and all that. So they had artists there, and each one of them was willing to do a commission. So I bought 4 pieces of artwork, 4 original sketches to fit in this book here. 4 original pieces of art for $105. 2 for $30, 1 for $20, and 1 for $25. So I got 4 original pieces of art. So before I show you guys here, I want you to comment down below in the chat, or in the chat below, or live chat here. I'm going to show you the first 2 sketches in the book, since it's not that big yet, and then I'm going to show you the original 4. So, like I said, my first piece of original artwork in this book here, Spider-Man versus Green Goblin. Got it before the show. Very, very cool. And Kraven the Hunter. So what's important about this one here is the same artist named Matt Campbell was at Free Comic Book Day, and he gave me another piece of artwork. So, all right. So I want you guys to vote on your favorite piece here. So first one up was a very cool Doc Ock. He did Doc Ock. I don't remember if Doc Ock smokes in general. I don't think I ever remember him seeing have a cigar in his hand, but it was really, really cool and just a really beautiful, colorful picture. This one was awesome. In fact, this was one of my favorites, like top 2 out of the 4 pieces I got. It was just really, really awesome. So we had original Doc Ock there. Next up was by a guy named Bishop Russ. He did a McFarlane style lizard for me. And I gave each of these artists free reign. I said, you pick a character and draw it. The only thing it says it had to be a Spider-Man character. Spider-Man himself, any Spider super variant or villain or hero, Mary Jane. It just had to be Spider-Man, related. So the second one here was Doc Ock, not Doc Ock. The first one was Doc Ock. This one was Lizard. Really, really cool because this guy here, Bishop, he did a lot of Transformers artwork, boxy, and so he started drawing the base set of the lizard like he's like Transformer before turning him more lifelike, which is very, very cool. All right, this next one again was Matt Campbell, who did Kraven. He gave me a Venom this time. It was very, very cool. This is just gorgeous. In fact, this is Doc Ock and Venom here are my 2 favorites. Just can't decide which one I like more. Very, very cool. I like the texture that you see from the muscle, the slime and the tongue. The fingers are really detailed. The teeth. It is just awesome. And the last piece here was a guy like AC Canels or whatever. He did the first non-villain apart from Spider-Man in the front. He did my Spider-Gwen here. See in the background. So yeah, we both agree that this is Gwen Stacy perched at Miles's window, saying hi to him in his universe. Very, very cool. So the face was interesting. It wasn't quite the normal face that I was used to. Maybe it's just too much of a pointed chin. Maybe she had a little bit of a softer chin. I'm not criticizing. It's a beautiful piece of work. I love every single piece that was given in here. I love all these pieces. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just thankful that each of these artists was willing to do a piece in this book. So what was your guys' favorite? Please comment down below. I know my personal favorite is either Doc Ock or Venom. Honestly, I might be tended a little bit towards Venom, but at the same time, that lizard is a dark horse. That rawness and the detail there, in a way, it was just really, really cool. And the fact that today's day 3 of on Instagram, you know, behind the mask 2025, you know, like little spider dudes, spider community challenge of, you know, Spider-Man villains, and today is the Day of the Lizard. So it's just very, very cool. But those are my 4 extra pieces of original art from there. So I'm not gonna get, you know, big squares. I'm not gonna pay $10,000, $5,000, hundreds and hundreds of dollars for giant comic book pages and things like that. I'm just not gonna do it. You know, if I'm gonna spend $5,000 on art, it's gonna be connected to a book, you know, graded most likely by CGC at a 9 or higher kind of a thing. I'm not gonna spend $5,000 on oh, this is the drawing page of Spider-Man, you know, meeting Tim, you know, the kid who had you know, cancer, you know, for the kid who collected Spider-Man. You know, I'm not doing that. You know, I don't have the money for 1, don't have the wall space for 2, and just it's not as interesting. But to get original artwork like this, I mean, what I have, 80, 160 pages in here, probably about 80. To get 80 pieces of artwork in here is gorgeous, and I don't need much. This is gorgeous. I mean, look. This has to be, you know, 11 by 17. Yeah, it'd be great, but this 5 by 7 is perfect for me. Perfect size. Anyway, that's my free comic book day haul. Like I said, I had 1 book I paid for, 5 free books. New comic book Wednesday was fun, but the big thing that I did yesterday was Pokemon cards for collecting and original artwork. Absolutely gorgeous. I loved it, and I had a blast. I had so much fun talking to these artists. In fact, I have a couple of videos of some artwork being done. You know, I might see if I can put them into a video. There's only one I think I did all the way through, which was a lizard, but it was a lot of fun to see things and all that, and how it was done, and talking to these artists as they did it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry it wasn't my usual time. The internet's being funky with that video for some reason. Maybe it's uploading and maybe it's just not registering. I don't know. I just wasn't willing to wait until 3 o'clock tomorrow to see if, or if not, it would actually play on time. I am getting actually ready to head out to Korea, honestly. By next month, I will be across the Pacific Ocean on my 9-month deployment. So I might be doing videos, you know, just for the sake of talking about and debating things and talking about certain things. But there won't be any haul videos like for the next few months until I get back. You know, so I hope I don't lose you guys in the meantime, or all my people who subscribe to the channel. I appreciate. So we'll have to figure out some way to do some videos as we continue on with the day, and I keep them sane over there. I just finished packing up pretty much for the remainder of my stuff. So I am excited, nervous, anxious, you know, depressed with my wife that we're going to be separated for so long, but I'll be back. I love her. I'm coming back. So anyway, that's it for New Comic Book Day, Free Comic Book Day, and all that other stuff. My original artwork that you've seen. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below. What was your favorite piece of original art? Was it Doc Ock, Lizard, Venom, or Spider-Gwen? Which one was your favorite? Let me know down below. Take care, everyone. I'll see you guys next time. Happy collecting. Ciao.